Hi everybody, thanks for watching 509 Outdoors. Today's video is going to be going over trailers and how I like to keep it simple when I'm trailering a soft plastic onto the back of my chatterbaits. Alright, to start it off, the hardest part that I hear people talking about is the coloring. What color soft plastic do you use for the color of the chatterbait? Well, for me, I like to match it. Say I'm using a white trailer, I'm going to have a white or chartreuse chatterbait. If I'm using a black and blue trailer, I'm going to have a black and blue chatterbait. I like to match the color of the trailer to the color of the skirt the best I can with what I have with me. Right here are two more examples. I have this green and brown with a green pumpkin beaver tail on there. This other one is a watermelon red flake with a little bit of purple in there, which means I'm gonna have watermelon red flake trailer on there as well, just to keep it matching. So you got this one that matches, this one that matches, this one that matches, and this one that matches. And along with every other chatterbait that I have in my boxes, they all match the colors from the skirt to the trailer. Now that we've kind of gone over the color combinations that most people fish and what I like to fish, we can start talking about the baits. We have two different styles of beaver baits that I like to use. I like to use the more subtle styles, which is no extra weight on the outside of the appendages, versus this right here, the fuzzy beaver, I think is what it's called. See how it gets thicker out here and it's got a little bit more weight, it's got more action when it's falling. Any beaver style bait, I fish them in two sizes. I fish the smallest I can find and then the largest I can find. Again, you match the colors with the color of your chatterbait. The next common style to fish is a crawdad. Right here we have the craw poppy from Yum, which is, again, it doesn't have that extra weight on the outside of the appendages, which means it's a little bit more subtle of a presentation, versus the Christy craw that right here that's got the heavy weights at the end of the appendages that give it a little bit more action. It's more subtle, this is more erratic, and I will fish these when the water is dirtier and they need a little bit more vibration, and when the fish just want to go all out and hit something really, really aggressively. Last but not least, the most universal trailer that you can put on a chatterbait is probably the swim jig. This is a Bass Pro Shop Series watermelon red flake swim bait. I love putting swim baits on the back of my chatterbaits just because it gives it a more realistic presentation for imitating bluegill, perch, shad, whatever you have. However, we don't have any shad here in Washington. So another thing you want to do when picking out your trailers for chatterbaits is what kind of structure are you going to be fishing. Looking at these two, which one do you think would be more balanced? This one. This one is definitely going to be more balanced because it's got two appendages. So if it's leaning right, this one will kick this at the same strength as the one on the left, which will balance it out. Versus this one that is in line. This one, if you're going to hit something, it'll roll over on itself and possibly snag up. Versus this one, this will be harder to roll because it's got two appendages on each side. Think about it like this. Four-wheeler or dirt bike, which one's easier to move at slow speeds? Definitely the four-wheeler. And when you hit structure, it'll go over and hit those appendages and it'll straighten it out a little bit. Alright guys, let's recap. So once you got your colors picked out and they match your trailer to your skirt, again, your trailer to your skirt, then you get down to the baits. Beaver style baits are more subtle. Craw baits are more erratic. Swim baits are kind of in between. Again, the Christy Craw's got two appendages that are fairly heavy at the end that give it a lot of action, which means it'll stay more balanced than that of a swim bait, which only has the one in the middle. It'll tend to roll the bait over when it makes contact with the hard structure, say a branch or a log or even a rock. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and the like button. Turn on the notifications if you would like to. Before we end this video, I just want to give another big shout out to Customize Your Lures for making some amazing chatterbaits. I definitely suggest you guys going picking some up for $2.99 from them, and they are top of the line. One quick thing to add to this video, because I forgot, the more you have kicking in the water, the higher your bait tends to rise. So if you want to fish a chatterbait a little bit deeper as well, you go with the more slim profiled trailer. And if you want the bait to rise, you go with the more aggressive kicking that'll help rise it. Thank you again so much for watching. Stay tuned and keep them lines tight.